everyone, it's Julia Elise. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hey, what's up? I'm Julia Elise. I'm not gonna bug you, but you should subscribe because I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I would just love it so very much if you subscribe, so that way you get notified every time I post a new video, and we can hang and be friends and just be, yeah. So today I am going to be doing another sort of story time. This one's not as common, I think, on YouTube. I know a lot of people do post videos about getting their period for the first time, and it's super awkward, and I'm sorry, I know it's not everyone's favorite topic to talk about, but I'm going to be telling you the story of when I got my period in elementary school. No, that was not clickbait. I actually got my period in elementary school, and I just think it's a different story to tell. I don't think everybody can say that they got their period in elementary school, so if you're interested in hearing about that, just keep on watching. All started in about 4th grade. I started noticing changes with myself that are a little different than what I noticed in my friends. So for example, I was definitely more emotional than my friends. I'd go through different types of mood swings. I'd be really happy, I'd be really sad, I'd be really emotional, and it just was a little bit different than my friends who were just playing on the playground and stuff. I also noticed that I started to grow little boobs, and I looked around and no one else really needed a bra besides me. I was a lot taller than my friends. I was like the same height I am now. I was around 5'5.5". I had bigger feet than all my friends. It just seemed like I was growing at a faster rate than all my friends. I had armpit hair. I was really interested in boys at a really young age in elementary school. Like, not just like, oh, he's cute, but I was like, I want to date that boy. I want to go on a date. I want to be his girlfriend. Like, really serious romantic feelings towards boys. And I just thought maybe I was just developing a little faster. My mom said, you know, everybody develops at different rates. Just kind of go with it. It's fine. You're just a little bit faster developing than other people, and that is what it is. Flash forward to summer, my mom was over at my neighbor's house for book club, and so I decided to play outside with my neighbors a little bit later just because my dad was working and my mom wasn't home for dinner. So I went and played volleyball. I rode my bike over and we played volleyball for hours. It was a great time. And then my neighbors had to go in for dinner with their family, so I just decided to ride my bike home. I was having fun, you know, the good old days where you could just play outside all day long in the summer. I went home into my house and I went to the bathroom and everything was great, and then I looked down, and not to be gross and like trigger warning if you think this stuff is gross, but I just saw blood and I was triggered. Like, I'm dying, this is the end. I'm 9 years old and my family's just gonna find me dead here. I'm bleeding out, I'm hemorrhaging, like I am going to die. So of course, what every 9-year-old would do, you stuff toilet paper in your pants and you run to go get your mommy at book club. So I ran all the way to my neighbor's house. I'm being dramatic, it was like 3 houses down, and I knocked on the door and I was like,
can I have my mommy, please? Like, I need my mommy. It's an emergency.
So my mom came out of book club. She's like, what? She said, and I was like, I'm dying. Like, I'm bleeding, I'm dying. And she was like, oh my God, no. So she left book club like the good mother that she is, and she checked out the situation, and she's like, yes, you're definitely bleeding. I feel like you definitely hurt yourself on your bike, or you have a UTI. Like, we need to take you to the doctor first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, fast forward to the next morning, I was still hemorrhaging, like I was dying, I was bleeding, like I should have gone to the ER, but my mom said to wait it out. So she takes me to the pediatrician, and like I said, I'm 9 years old, I am in elementary school. The last thing we think is that is my period. So they take me to the pediatrician and they're like, oh no, like I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me test you for this, test you for that. All of the tests came back negative, and that's when my pediatrician let me know that I was now officially a woman and I got my period for the first time. And me and my mom were completely shocked because I was 9 years old, I was in elementary school. My biggest concern up until that point was if we were gonna play jackpot, dodgeball, or puppy paradise at recess. And all of a sudden, I just felt like everything was kind of crumbling, and like now, looking back, it totally was not a big deal, but at the time, I was like, wow, this is not cool, like I can't tell my friends, this is humiliating. So that whole summer, I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was just very like uneasy about it. I wasn't upset necessarily, but I just just felt like, why? Like, I'm this child. Why am I getting my period? Why am I developing so much faster than my friends? Like, how am I ever going to go back to school with this new condition I have once a month? And evidently, elementary schools are not equipped for girls with their period. Number one, they don't educate girls in 3rd grade about getting your period because it doesn't apply to them. Number two, the bathrooms aren't equipped with the proper disposal of things that you'd use when you have your period. So it was just a lot of anxiety surrounded around going back to school. And of course, like, all my friends definitely could not relate to me. So it was just kind of a poopy time in my life. So I went back to school. I kept it a secret from all my friends. I found ways to hide, you know, pads and stuff when I'd go to the bathroom. And it was just, I'd always tie my jacket around my waist because I'd always bleed through my pants, like, really gross, sorry. But it just really, really sucked. So I guess the point of this video is not to tell like a really weird, deranged story of like a child getting their period, but kind of to draw awareness to the fact that not everybody gets their period at the same time when they're 13, when they're in 7th grade, get boobs at the same time, develops at the same time. Like, everybody's different, and if you're watching this because you got your period early or if you got your period late, there's no right or wrong time for you to develop. Everybody's body is different, and whenever that season of your life comes, when you're changing into a woman, just embrace what's thrown at you, because when you look back, you realize it was so insignificant and it didn't matter, because now I'm in college, me and all my friends are at the same developmental rate. Like, I'm the same height as most of my friends. I have actually smaller boobs than most of my friends. I like boys just as much as my friends like boys. I just developed first, and I developed fast, and it was scary and it was emotional, but you know, it was just a situation that was God put me through, and it was fine, and I'm fine. So nobody can tell you the right or wrong time to develop. Everybody's different, but it's definitely quite weird that I got my period in elementary school. I feel like it did rob me a little bit of the kind of careless freedom you have when you're a child in elementary school, you know, playing upside down in the monkey bars and being able to go to pool parties and stuff like that, because I was so young. But other than that, it didn't change who I am today. I'm in college, I am normal, and if any of you know reasons why I could have gotten my period so young, comment down below. My doctors have said I drank a lot of milk as a child, and that's really scary to think maybe the hormones cause it. I don't drink milk anymore. It could be just my hormones are a little different than other people. It could be genetic, I'm not really sure, but if you guys know any reason why that could have happened to me, comment down below. If you know anybody similar, if you're similar, comment down below, because you know, it's life and it happens. But if any of you are kind of going through a similar situation or any sort of anxiety about getting your period, just know that you're not alone. Everybody feels that way. There's so many videos now and the internet, everything to educate you and make sure that you're prepared. I wish that I could say the same, because you know, there wasn't really YouTube or WebMD when I was a child, which is probably good, because I would have WebMD'd myself and found out that I was hemorrhaging and dying. So maybe it was good that we didn't have that. But there are so many resources now for you to be educated and prepared for whenever that season of your life comes. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys, because I definitely think it's a little bit unique and a little bit different. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you need any advice or have any comments about this that you don't feel comfortable commenting, feel free to email me. My emails are always listed, or DM me on any social media site. I would gladly respond and give you whatever kind of feedback or advice you want. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, an even better weekend, and I'll catch up with you guys later.